sort of Chanukah I wanted to share, which someone shared with me yesterday this thought. It's a Bnei Yissaschar. It's a very long and lengthy piece. We're not going to do it justice. We're just going to point out one detail of it. But I think it's an attitude that really can help us, not just as we walk into Chanukah, but really throughout our whole lives. And the Bnei Yissaschar asks a very simple question, a beautiful question. And he wonders as follows. And there's a halacha. And the halacha is that when I set up my menorah, I set up the menorah, I set up the oil, I have my wicks, everything is perfect. I go, I light my candle, I say my brachos, I light the wick, it's lit, it's beautiful, wonderful. I say my Haneir Salalu, I say my Ma'isur, I give out my gifts, everything is excellent. 8 minutes later, candle goes out. Why? I have no clue. It wasn't because there wasn't enough oil. It wasn't because the wick wasn't good. The candle went out. It happens. What is the halacha? The halacha is you do not have to relight it. You're allowed to relight it. There might be a maila, an advantage in relighting it. But la halacha, we paskin hadlaka oise mitzvah. The mitzvah is in the lighting. Kavsa, if it goes out, ein zakakla. We don't have to worry about it. Comes along the Bnei Yissaschar and he asks, I don't understand. What's the whole purpose of Chanukah? Pursue Nisa, to publicize the miracle. Why are we lighting by our windows in America? In Eretz Yisrael, if anyone has ever been there, beautiful sight to see, menorahs outside. You go to yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael, and you'll see 10s, 50s of a whole line of menorahs around all the doorposts throughout the whole yeshiva. You walk down the streets, and every little doorway, you see one menorah, 2 menorahs. Because the real mitzvah is to light outside, pursue Nisa, to publicize the miracle. So if everything about Chanukah is publicizing the miracle, why? If it goes out, do you not have to relight it? I would think the exact opposite. That you should have to relight it. And you have to make sure it stays lit. Because the whole purpose of the menorah is to broadcast to the world that Hashem saved us, to give thanks, to give Hallel and Haidah. So why do you not have to relight the menorah? Asks the Heilige Bnei Yissaschar. And he says from over here, we see an incredible idea in Torah and in all of Yiddishkeit. He says that we know Kiner Mitzvah v'Torah are. We know that the Neiros are compared to Torah in many, many avenues. We know Shemen Zayis. Shemen is compared to Torah. And he says, from here we see V'yesh leimer degam b'zeh ramzu mailas chachmas ha-Torah. We see something different about Torah, al kol chachmais sheba olam, versus all the wisdoms in the world. If one goes to college, if one goes to graduate school, if one goes to university, and one studies hard, puts in a lot of hours, but shows up at the final and flunks the test. One tries really, really hard, but they show up and they don't know how to do the surgery. One studies and he exerts himself, but at the end of the day, he takes the CPA, he takes the exam, doesn't go. No school in the world is going to be proud of such a person. No school in the world, no wisdom in the world will say, great job, excellent. It's all about the effort. No, it's not. It's all about the results. And if you don't retain that knowledge, if you don't pass the test, I don't want to say it's futile, but it's close to it. Says the Bnei Yissaschar, Torah is exactly the opposite. It's all about the effort. It's all about the amelus, the hard work. It's all about the trying. The rest, it's out of our hands. The rest is up to Hashem. Will I know it? Will I remember it? I hope. But if I don't, It's not my problem. It's Hashem's. No, of course, we have to try. And of course, we can't say, great, so I can sit back, I can listen to the shiur, go in one ear, go out the other, and I don't have to worry about it. Of course not. But if one tries and one exerts himself and one does what he's able to do, but at the end of the day it doesn't work out, lo ma'anyen li, as they say in Hebrew, it's not my problem. The Menorah comes to teach us this incredible lesson. Yiddishkeit, Judaism, spirituality, godliness is all about the effort we put into it. The result is up to Him. And this is in Torah, and this is in all mitzvahs. If someone tries really, really hard, and he really, really wants, but it doesn't work out, in the eyes of God, there's nothing more beautiful. Machshava, Toiva, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Mitzaref, Lemaisa. Good intentions are real in Judaism. In other areas, it's not so true. But not just intentions like, I wish. The intentions when you didn't really want to go somewhere. So you tell them, I really wanted to come. No. I mean real good intentions. That you really wanted to. You set up the menorah. You put in beautiful oil. You have excellent wicks. And then it just didn't work. That's not our problem anymore. The lesson of Chanukah, says the Bnei Yissaschar, as we equate the menorah to Torah, is to remind ourselves, is to realize that we have to do our part. The rest is completely out of our hands. We don't have to beat ourselves up if it doesn't work. We don't have to get depressed if we weren't successful. The exact opposite. We do ours. We prepare, we set it up properly, we exert all the effort we can, and then if for some reason that candle blows out, we walk away with a smile. It's beautiful to try to do more, but the critical lesson of halakha oisa mitzvah is that we have to realize, remind ourselves, and yes, give ourselves a pat on the back, and yes, feel good about what we do, because that's the effort, that's the way Hashem looks at it. And if we were to realize the way Hashem looks at our actions, we would look at our actions very, very differently. So let's get a little bit more of a godly look as we walk into Chanukah. We'll remind ourselves how it's all about the lighting, it's all about the effort, and hopefully we'll become bigger people through that.